Professor X, crime doctor. He surgeons crime, maybe? Professor X, a rich man, has made tours all over the world. His narratives are objects of great interest. By John Carroll. Carl? Carroll? I can't read cursive.
We hope, Professor, you will tell us some events of interest.
I'd be glad to, my friends. As a rich man, my narratives are an object of great interest to everyone. I witnessed a case in which a woman was executed for a horrible crime. And as we all know, women also commit crimes. Interesting fact. My pipe makes me an authority on such things. However, when she confronted death, she repented. The impression I received seeing this woman executed is unforgettable, because I'd ever forget anything. I mean, look, I remember it so well you can see her shadow coming out of my head. Right there. See? Impressive, right? It's an object of great interest, really. She was a famous facial surgeon, and could do wonders. After her work, old women look young again. These women were anxious to recover their youth, and this woman could help them. Her touch was like magic, and women came to see her from everywhere. Notwithstanding fame and fortune, a deep sorrow clouded her existence and tortured her. It gave her constant sniffles. Poor daughter of mine, today you are 20 years old. Soon you'll be happy. The daughter, who had been reared secretly, was a deformed monster with a diabolic temper, yet beautiful, because I'm into weird shit. I mean, look at how normal she looks, actually. I mean, really, I think she has dwarfism, really. I'm not sure what's weird about that, actually, now that I think about it. In retrospect, Anyway. How long am I gonna be locked in? I'm tired of your promises. I'm like 20 years old. The least disappointment would make the child furious. I must go out. Soon. Be patient, darling. Madam, I heard you scream. Yes, I need help. Today she's worse than ever. I mean, look at her. She's like tiny. If you don't hurry, she'll bite my hand off. Really, I brought this on myself. Let go, Florinda. This injection will calm her. Poor darling of mine. Professor X continued. These fits multiplied and became more frequent. The servant was the only person who knew the whole story, and she tried to console the mother and her sniffles. Constant, unrelenting sniffles. I want to publish this advertisement. I need a secretary. How much will that be? I imagine it would be, however much money you're holding out to me. I'm pretty easily bribed. That sounds interesting. The job I'd like. Better get going. This is the address. Well, here goes. There were many girls there, all waiting for the surgeon to see them. But her tall and elegant stature made her stand out above all the others, and made that creepy old lady's hand get all weird. The job is yours. Please come into my private office. Miss Penton, not seeing the signal, confidently entered. What does this mean? Let me go. Your yelling is useless. No one will ever hear you. Oh my, what do you intend to do to me? Tighten that binding. I've already done so. Miss Penton shouted as she was being led to the operating room. I do love doing voices. You men can see how this is of incredible interest. Right? Right, guys? I mean, you're still here, so okay, I'll just keep going. The coldness of the surgeon assured her some terrible thing was happening. Then could be heard the conversation in the next room. Come, my dearest, the important moment has arrived. Put me down, let me go. While the nurse gave the ether, the surgeon readied herself for the task, and the surgical saw started biting into the lower limb. Horrible! You can imagine how horrible it is. Use your brains. Here they are. Such beautiful legs.
They will be for my daughter. Now we must finish the job. Florinda will be happy at last.
The amputation of Florinda's legs was a torture for the surgeon, you can well imagine. And then she had to sew on those from Miss Penton.
Now my daughter will be normal and will have nice legs. She won't suffer anymore. Doctor, you've forgotten your other patient.
The doctor, in her anxiety, completely forgot the other girl.
Oh my God, she's dead!
The shock of this tragedy was startling. You can understand she collapsed. I mean, that's just what happens to women when they're startled, they collapse. That's why you don't want them doing surgery in the first place. You get that I'm extremely sexist, right? Continuing. The nurse gave her smelling salts, but it was a long time before she revived.
You tried hard to keep going, but finally you couldn't. I fainted, didn't I?
With great anxiety, the surgeon rushes to the table. There lies her beautiful daughter. But alas, the operation failed. Poor Florida's now dead too. Oh, I love it when a good story comes together. That's the best right there. Oh.
Failure! What a fool I've been! My daughter is gone! I killed 2 people. Oh boy. We'll bury them. No one except us will ever know.
We'll use the cellar. It's the safest place. That night, both women, in gruesome task, buried the victims in the basement, as all good murderers do. 2 days passed, in which Miss Penton's mother was worried her daughter had not returned home. Finally, in desperation, she decided to enlist in aid of the authorities. Those people who are supposed to do things when bad stuff happens and whatnot. I hear they are quite good at their jobs. Really, they have desks, big old desks. Look at how big the desks are. All the newspapers carried the story together with photographs and a reward.
Look at this picture! Look at it! Look at it, it's got a reward! Yes, we know that girl! We were there with her when the day she disappeared, and look at this picture in the paper! Look at this picture!
This information results in the police calling at the surgeon's address at once. Listen, I'm new here. The doctor's gone. She said there was a lot of work or something. I mean, my hand is basically not part of my body. So, I've got some problems I'm dealing with. I just don't... Do you know where she went? Oh yeah, I know that. Knowing that the police would soon find out about her crime, the doctor fled. The same day, they boarded a train. A big one, with big choo-choo-ness. You know how trains go with the choo-choo. Choo! Oh, they go. The big old wheels. Oh, look at them. Choo. Soon, the absence of the doctor brings the police, who begin a complete search of the premises. Not a spare inch of the residence is left untouched. Finally, the cellar. Hey! There! What a sight! Only a mad person would do this. Bill's got his face in a cloth. That's what happens when you see something crazy. Well, at least now they knew the criminals. Now, to catch them. By this time, the criminals were far away, and it seemed that this crime would go unpunished. But you're on the edge of your seats, eh? Look at you're different people. What? Have you been listening to my whole story? But anyway, fate played an important part by wrecking the train. Strange. And that's weird, right? I mean, that's a twist you didn't see coming. M. Night Shyamalan's got nothing on me. I come up with the best twists. This is a true story. I didn't make it up. What do you look at? Anyway, a crash. A violent noise could be heard, like thunder. The doctor escaped injury, but her maid was seriously hurt. We have to operate immediately to save her face. I mean, look at it. It's all... Whoa.
All right, but please let me watch.
The country doctor was no surgeon, and His clumsiness was evident. The woman could not help but cry out.
No, not like that. Lift the eyelid a little, you idiot.
What do you know about surgery?
Oh,
I wonder. Could it be possible that she is... Well, yes, she might be. I mean, it's quite possible that she's old and she knows about surgery and... maybe I should just, cut out on this whole, saving this person's face and totally call the cops, not help them out. Yeah, I better do that. Excusing himself, he quickly telephoned the police. And the house is surrounded immediately. You're under arrest for double murder! 2! Twice! Half in the bag. 1 and a half, 2 and 3. Almost 3 murders. Not quite 3 murders. Come on! The doctor took the chair. Her defense was insanity. She had the best lawyers, but it didn't help. She was found guilty and electrocuted. The end. That's the end of my story. You saw that? That's a good story, right? You should be really proud that you got to listen to that cool story. Yeah? I'm Professor X, and that's how this shit went down. Bitches.
Woo, that took a while. I'm not doing so hot on the job market. It's weird having all the time in the world, but spending it all looking for work. Like, comment, and subscribiate, and all that. Anyway, Professor X Crime Doctor was a really weird one. Being a horror comic in the 40s, it's clear this was for kids. All the censoring of actual imagery and letting your imagination do all the dirty work. This was before the Comics Code Authority came about in 1954, so this was all self-censoring. I think this comic is actually pretty progressive in some respects, considering women made up only 6-ish% of all the medical school classes in the US and Canada until like 1975. Then again, this lady is effing crazy, so there's that to consider about the so-called forward-thinkingness. Right, so please check out these other YouTube folk I enjoy, since apparently now it takes 400 centuries for me to make an episode. These take 2 solid weeks for me to make if I spent all day working on them, so not very great for making it on YouTube, that's for sure. Don't forget to check out Comic Books Plus if you want to read old free comics. It's where I get these books from. If the title sequence didn't give it away, these are all from 1 issue of Captain Flight. Nuts. Consider Patreon if you wish. I'll probably switch it over to a per episode chargy thing, since that would make more sense because of how long it takes to get these out. Anyway, thanks for watching. Have a great day-night cycle.